Crusader Shorts back again for a new video, and today I'm discussing the huge reveal from Gamescom regarding Warcraft from Blizzard this evening. This video will contain spoilers of the new expansion for those of you who may want to hold off with any content reveals until the release. However, I will also link all of the trailers and official documentation in the description below for those who have missed the livestream earlier today, or for those who may not have yet seen the content. Okay, to start off, we were shown two trailers, the announcement trailer and the cinematic trailer, which was shown first. These can both be viewed on Warcraft's official expansion page, which is www.eu.battle.net/wow/en/legion. This is of course the EU/UK version of the website, and the US version of the website will include US in the title. The confirmed title for the new expansion is World of Warcraft: The Legion. This is of course very simple as a name, but I think it's effective and pretty awesome. For those of you who were hoping they didn't get to see more Legion presence in World of Warcraft, you'll have to suck it up because most of the lore always links back to the Legion and is usually influenced or affected by the Legion in some way or form. However, there's a lot of new features which won't disappoint, and I'm sure there's new content for everyone, despite your preferences or opinions. So, when we first see the cinematic trailer, we are shown Gul'dan, who is inside a cave with a torch. When he unveils a prison of sorts, and after lighting it up with his magic, a demonic body is shown. We later find that it turns out to be Illidan. Bear in mind this is confirmed, so no need to debate on this topic. On the second trailer that was shown, the announcement trailer, we are shown most of the content of the expansion. The beginning of the trailer is a catch-up on the previous expansion Warlords of Draenor's lore for those who are absent in the expansion or for those who didn't finish all of the content. This allows you to connect the dots and see how the expansion fits in with the old expansion. We are shown an array of new content. Firstly, the Broken Isles are shown, which is the new continent that we will be allowed to explore. This of course has all new mobs as well as old and beloved races such as Tauren and what appears to be Viacle. The level cap now has a cap of 110 with a large assortment of new dungeons as well as raids. Other contents which was shown include a complete rework on the PvP Honor system, which is basically Honor System 3.0 if you like, or the third version of the PvP Honor system. Another great looking feature is the new weapon artifacts, letting the player to acquire some of the most lore intensive weapons of old and new to battle the Legion with. Class Order Halls is a new feature which I will go more in depth later in the video, but basically they allow the player to set up orders of soldiers or heroes of a certain class type. One of the biggest highlights of the reveal is the implementation of a new hero class, the Demon Hunter, which was speculated for Warlords of Draenor but now confirmed for Warcraft Legion. So where shall I start? Well, let's begin with the basis of the expansion story, the Tomb of Sargeras, the root of the problem. Since this expansion will feature Gul'dan and the Tomb of Sargeras, for the original Timeline's lore about Gul'dan and the Tomb of Sargeras, you can watch my Gul'dan lore video on my channel. However, let me explain how this ties into the new expansion. The Tomb of Sargeras is opened, allowing demons of the Burning Legion to pour into the world of Azeroth. Their motive is to summon the Dark Titan Sargeras to the world, and they've already located the key to his return. You must scour the Broken Isles of the relics of the Titans and challenge the Legion before Azeroth's end. The Demon Hunter is the new class of this expansion. Play as the elven outcasts of Warcraft, Demon Hunters. The only race available to play as this class are the Elves, so meaning Night Elves and Blood Elves, and rightfully so, as we haven't exactly seen any other races as Demon Hunters, or not that I can remember from memory. Basically, in my eyes, this class is a mix between a Warlock, a Rogue, and a Monk. This of course is opinion based, and let me explain why I think this before speculation and disagreements arise. So basically, this class is a highly mobile class and focuses on fast and decisive maneuvers and spells. Demon Hunters are of course blind, and thus rely on magically augmented sight to detect and see their enemies, even ones that hide beyond obstacles. The class, like their lore behind them, are masters of metamorphosis, allowing them to transform into almost hellish-like forms, which is of course why I made a link to Demonology Warlocks. Those who prefer defensive stances though, become extremely powerful in this form when tanking. Demon Hunters will be able to double jump, vault in and out of combat, and use their wings to their advantage in order to perform glides and descents into enemies to take them by surprise. The class will feature 2 DPS specs, as Blizzard didn't think healing was plausible at all and wanted to focus on balancing 1 DPS spec rather than 2. This means that one spec is a tanking spec whilst the other is a DPS spec. The tank spec being called Vengeance and the DPS spec being called Havoc. Of course your race, whether it be Blood Elf or Night Elf, will change how your demonic form eventually looks. Moving on, we have artifacts. Artifacts are basically Blizzard's answer for legendary weapons, without being called legendary weapons, and bringing a whole new earning and upgrading system to the table with them. The player will be able to change how their weapon looks, and from a collection of preset designs of course, as well as its sound, and upgrade it through a skill tree like system. May I say that the art team has yet again outdone themselves on these weapons, and especially the whole expansion as a whole it seems. One great thing to take away from Draenor was its amazing art style and zone quality. These weapon artifacts include the Ashbringer, which is a two-handed weapon wielded by Tyrion Fordring to fight the Scourge armies of the Lich King. Forged by Magni Bronzebeard, the sword rends its enemies into ash. This weapon is a two-handed weapon available for paladins. The Maw of the Damned is a two-handed axe for Death Knights once wielded by Gorlix the Flesh Ripper, who use it to steal the life out of his enemies. This sounds more like a Blood DK weapon, as Blizzard confirmed each class spec will have a different artifact to acquire. Ebonchill, Great Staff of Elodie, or Aludai, is a mage staff wielded by the first Guardian of Tirisfal, which, if each spec does indeed have the ability to have their own weapon, will most likely be a Frost Mage artifact. Shi Lun, Staff of Mists, is a monk legendary weapon used by the last Emperor of Pandaria to shroud his homeland in mist. This is of course a weapon retrieved from Pandaria. And finally we have the last artifact, which has been revealed so far as Thazdora, Legacy of the Windrunners, which is a legendary family heirloom once used by a famous Ranger General, and I'm sure you can guess who that is. The Order Hall is Blizzard's answer to garrisons, but without the introversion. No longer can a player exclude himself from society in his own fortress. The Order Hall must allow players in, of course. However, you will have your own unique area. This will be unique to your class, and you will acquire followers to lead on the hunt for the Pillars of Creation, Titan constructions, and artifacts they have once forged. The heroes and villains we will encounter this expansion who are confirmed are as follows. Maiev Shadowsong, the Jailer of Illidan. She will play a large role in the expansion as she imprisoned Illidan's followers the Illidari, vowing to never allow the Fell-Touch demon hunters to roam free again. Xavius, who corrupts the Emerald Dream and the World Tree Shaladrisil to spread the Emerald Nightmare's corruption. He commands an army of satyrs and will stop at nothing to defeat those who oppose the Legion. Anduin Wrynn, favouring diplomacy to end conflict, will be featured once again this expansion. We saw him last with Wrathion in the Veiled Stair in Pandaria. Anduin will learn the true cost of peace and whether he's willing to pay for it. Tide Mistress Athesa, a devout follower of Queen Azshara and a Naga. By Azshara's command, she is commanded to lead a massive Naga army into Azuna, rumoured to contain the lost Relic of Power, which is a Titan relic. Gen Greymane, who also has a new model of course. His nation fell to his son and Sylvanas in the Forsaken. He is of course siding with the Alliance as usual, and will fight against any who threatens the safety of the Alliance. Dargrul the Underking is a Drogbar tribe in High Mountain, obviously the king of the tribe rather than the tribe itself, and they and the Taurens were once very peaceful, but when the Legion arrived he broke this peace and stole the Hammer of Khazgoroth, protected by the Taurens of High Mountain. Using its power he intends to take control of High Mountain itself. Khadgar returns to play a huge role in this expansion, with him unable to prevent Gul'dan from opening the Tomb of Sargeras, allowing the Legion to flood into Azeroth once again. Khadgar will be able to find how to reseal the portal of course. Gul'dan, banished to Azeroth, managed to escape Draenor through the aid of Archimonde, who was defeated, before saying, "Gul'dan, you made a pact." He then opened the demonic gateway through the Tomb of Sargeras to reveal the large Burning Legion invasion, or maybe the biggest invasion ever, much more than the Alliance or Horde has ever faced. To avoid defeat, Sylvanas must understand how far she may go in order to protect her people, and if they're more precious than her soul. This could possibly mean raising more dead with a few Valkyr that remain, but like Garrosh says, the question remains, what's the difference between her and the Lich King? Finally, Illidan. After his defeat at Black Temple, many presumed Illidan dead. However, Maiev Shadowsong took his remains to the Vault of the Wardens to serve his eternal sentence, along with his followers the Illidari. In my opinion, Maiev Shadowsong will play a huge role in the beginning of the storyline, whether that be the exclusive hero class storyline of the Demon Hunters, or an expansion storyline for everyone. Maiev Shadowsong will have to come to a decision whether to unleash the Illidari Demon Hunters to help, or maybe Illidan will have to release them and they'll possibly change sides, which bring into play how the player will, exactly play as the Demon Hunters. We won't possibly know yet, however. Another huge implementation to the game with this expansion is a complete rework and improvement of the transmogrification system. This will allow us to collect items' appearances and save our favourite outfits without sacrificing our bag or bank space. This is great for me as I have nearly a whole bank full of transmog items in my bank, and they're kind of taking up a lot of room, so for this, thanks Blizzard. The brand new PvP system will make the second tier of PvP gear less powerful, as Blizzard explains there's a huge balancing issue with the gear sets. The Conquest set of arena gear allows one player to be nearly double or 2 times more powerful than an Honor set wearer. This is of course being amended with a new system, and this new system will also bring in PvP specific talents, rewards and progression, which includes a new class system which is similar to the first Honor system. However, this ranks up to level 50 and allows experienced players or ones who like a challenge to enter prestige systems, which will include more rewards in order to reset their main rank. Some of these rewards include cosmetic looks or upgrades for your artifact weapons, such as the new Corrupted Ashbringer look, which is completely different to the old Naxxramas look of the weapon that dropped there. The raids will include Emerald Nightmare and Suramar Paris, in which we will be able to face off against Gul'dan himself. This will be a Black Temple-like instance in which there will be 10 bosses to fight against. For dungeons, one of them is Sharo, which is a very interesting thing for those of you who have seen one of the most popular leaks or the most popular fan expansions, as it uses the same name and which will of course be based off the large Naga presence in this expansion. Others include Neltharian's Lair, which is obviously the original Deathwing, and Helheim, Suramar City, and the Violet Hold, which is moved with Dalaran. In a Norse-inspired zone called Halls of Valor, we will face against a God King Viacle. This zone is inspired by Valhalla and we will fight against the greatest of Viacle warriors. This of course is in the clouds above Stormheim. This is the origin of the Valkyr, which of course is described as not the same Valkyr is what the Lich King or Sylvanas uses to raise the dead, but a quick look at the WoW wiki explains that the Viacle are turned into Valkyr. It's a sort of undead Viacle which the Valkyr become, so this could obviously explain the type of Viacle that the Valkyr turn into and their origin. Followers will be less in abundance, which is another thing Garrison users were crying out for. They are now called champions and they can unlock objectives, give player enhancements and offer new opportunities for players. When donning their artifacts, druids now have completely new forms and looks to fix the loophole of not being able to see the weapons while in forms such as cat form. Of course, like the past expansions, this one will bring all the new world bosses which have yet to be confirmed, although like the newest Supreme Lord Kazak of Warlords of Draenor, I'm extremely excited to see what they have to unveil for us. Dalaran will be the main capital city as it has been moved, and leading the Kirin Tor is now Khadgar since Ronin has died. The expansion is also confirmed to include a level 100 boost, which will allow the player to boost one character of their choice to level 100 for free when they purchase the expansion. My guess is that the 90 boost in the WoW Blizzard store will also be updated to fix the new level cap and boost. You can opt into the beta now if you so choose on the official page, which I mentioned at the start of the video and will put in the description below. Of course, all the trailers, information, as well as the official conference stream video, which will also be included in there as well. Thanks a lot for watching. Please like this video if it was helpful or educational in any way for you. Comment what you're most excited for, or if you think any of these aspects should be changed in any way, or just give me your overall opinion. Subscribe if you want more videos like this in the future, and you can check out my channel for old videos on Warcraft and other games that I do as well. So thanks a lot for watching.